Hey, what's up guys? I finally made it back home. So now I'm going to show you guys what I managed to get from Wizard World 2015. And some of them are kind of like an unboxing kind of situation. Not everything. I didn't get a whole lot. But anyway, here's the stuff I managed to get. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the comic books I got. It wouldn't have made much sense if I went to a Comic-Con without getting comic books. So got this Venom. I forgot what they call these. What do they call these? Just like the whole. Basically, it's a whole volume with Venom as lethal protector. So I've never read this. Like, it seems to have been maybe sometime during the 90s, which is when I had missed out on a lot of stuff. So I figured I'd pick that one up. And also got the full Ben Reilly story arc, I guess. I believe it's the whole saga with Scarlet Spider. Now, I've never read this, and even though this is kind of before I got into comic books, like, I've always been fascinated by the Scarlet Spider character, and like I always thought he was I thought he was kind of an underrated version of Spider-Man. So I pretty much picked this up to kind of get a little bit more backstory on it, so that's why I picked that up. And last one I bought was Batman Volume 2, Bruce Wayne Fugitive. Now, even though that I'm going to admit I'm a little bit biased toward Marvel, but I wanted to start picking up some more DC stuff. And honestly, I really don't know where to start. So, like, if anybody out there, like, actually has recommendations to start some DC reading, please be sure to let me know. So next is some art I picked up by artist Greg Horn, who had some pretty good variants and stuff, and I decided to pick a few up. First one is this one with Thor, Iron Man, and Cap. And I really like this one. This is actually the first one that kind of stuck out to me because it was really a situation where it was like, obviously who was ever on the receiving end of this, obviously just realized he messed up. So I picked this one up. Like, I couldn't have passed that one up. The second one I got is artwork of Silver Surfer. Now, I'm not going to say that I know the whole history behind Silver Surfer, but I pretty much knows how he became who he is. And I've always been interested as far as how his power set is and his overall look and stuff. Like, just about almost every artwork of Silver Surfer I found, I always thought was pretty dope. So I went ahead and picked that one up. And just to add a little bit more on the Marvel, I got like a nice little artwork of Spider-Man, of course. It's pretty much obvious by now that Spider-Man is my favorite, like, well, I wouldn't say the favorite, but one of my top favorite characters in Marvel. So, of course, I had to pick this one up too. And the thing is, initially, I wanted to get some more DC art, but they didn't really have like a whole lot that I liked. But the one that stood out to me was this Flash artwork. Like, hopefully you can see that past the glare. But I really like the Flash, and I recently been studying up on more about the character, especially since the TV show started, and it just made me really interested in Barry Allen's character and what he's about. And you know, I couldn't pass this up, so I thought this was pretty dope. So that's pretty much the artwork I was able to manage to get from Wizard World. This here is a gem that I had to have picked up. Now, again, I was really trying to stock up on more DC stuff, and I had the choice between getting Flash or Nightwing, who happen to be my two favorite DC characters, but ultimately I ended up going with Flash. And I just unwrapped this for the first time looking at it, but like, they had it on display, so I knew what I was looking at. So obviously you got a business card here. I don't know if you can read that. It's shortening collectibles. Sure thing, I'm sorry, my bad. Well, anyway, that's the business card that came with it, and here we go. So that is my, well, it wouldn't be my first Flash statue, first DC statue, but it's definitely my first one for Flash. Like I said, I really been researching this character quite a bit, and You know, I really like the look of this statue. Looks really detailed. Like, I definitely like the glossy look of it. So, you know, I pretty much, I went for it. So, yep, this is another add-on to it. So, you see like the little extra, all this or whatever on it. I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to open this. More than likely, I'm not. So I'm still trying to decide on whether or not I should open this. Like, if you guys have any suggestions, you know, just, you know, I would have a place for it either way, but you guys let me know whether or not I should open this or just leave it as is and just stick it somewhere. So that's it for that. Okay, this last one is actually, I think, the biggest prize I managed to get. Now, I was kind of stuck between this one and another one, but one of them I couldn't find. So I went with this one, which was obviously the most logical choice. And here's its sheath. So you guys can already pretty much guess that it's of a sword of some kind. And I'm going to unwrap it so you can actually see it. I'm not sure if you pretty much guessed it by now, but I managed to snag a replica of the Gunblade for some of y'all that don't know, this is the main protagonist's weapon from Final Fantasy VIII, which I have to admit, honestly, it's my favorite Final Fantasy game. Like, overall. Like, it just is. Like, I have nothing against some of the other titles, like 7, 10, 9, and so forth. I mean, I even think 12 is decent. But, I don't know. It's something about 8 that really resonated with me, and I had to get this replica of it. So, and you can see it has the chain on it or whatever. I forget his name. I have to play the game again, but like, it has this on the end, and like, it actually has a working trigger on it, which is pretty dope. So like, when I saw it, I had to get this, and it actually didn't cost that much. It was only $60 when I got it. So that's pretty much it. This is pretty much like what I managed to haul from Wizard World this year. So there you have it. Alright, so that's everything. That was pretty much my whole experience at Wizard World today, and like I said, I had a pretty good time. It was a last minute thing, but I still had fun, still made the best of it, and you know, I have some great things that I can call my own now in my little collection. So anyway, let me know if you guys went, anybody that was in the Chicago area that went or whatever, let me know what you guys managed to get, you know, what your experiences were. If you like the stuff that I managed to get, you know, you posted comments or whatever. So go ahead, like, subscribe, all those wonderful things. And remember to follow my advice to the next video, to go nerd, but nerd responsibly. This is Fallen Marvel. I am out.